Welcome back to Subdomains channel. Today we will talk about the Harvester tool. The Harvester is a tool that used for OSINT and collecting information about the target. This tool can collect data passively and actively, but most used for passive scan. Some sources of its data source are Shodan, LinkedIn, HackerTarget, which is online vulnerability scanner, GitHub, DuckDuckGo, Bing, and Beidou. The type of information that the Harvester collects about the target are emails, names, subdomains, IPs, URLs, and social media profiles. At the end, you can gather the IP addresses, emails, LinkedIn profiles, and more stealthy, without the target knows. So, let's suppose that you don't have the Harvester in your machine. To install the latest version of the Harvester first, you need to go to the Harvester on GitHub and copy the link and go to your terminal and do git clone, then paste the link that you have. After installing it, we have to update our repositories by doing apt-get update. Now we have to install the prerequisites, so I will go to the directory The Harvester. I will use Python pip3 to install them, but if you don't have the pip3 you can install it by doing apt-get install python-pip. And now let's use Python pip3 to install them. Okay, so we installed it successfully. I will run it by using Python 3 and the script, which is the harvester.py, and -d to identify our target, which is brave.com. Brave is our target for today, and -l to limit the number of searches. It will be like 500 is enough, okay? And -b to identify the sources of searches, like from where I want the results come from. So it will be like Google, Bing, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, and that's all. Let's try this command and see what we will have. Just a hint, which is doing a lot of searches on Google will automatically block our IP address. So it's recommended to use VPN while doing this step. For now, we didn't make any connection with the target, only doing searches on Google and Bing and those search engines. And here we have all the results that we have, which is like the domain and the IP. For this domain we have like 1, 2, 3, 4 IPs for this domain. And that's how it works. Now let's do some brute force attack against yahoo.com. I will use the same command, which is Python the harvester -d to identify the target. I will change it to yahoo.com. But I will use -c flag, which is used to brute forcing DNS names. So now we will send a lot of packets to the target, which means this one is not stealthy as you think. But the idea of brute forcing attacks here is having word list that's full of common names. for DNS, and performing this brute force will try every word in this word list as subdomain for the target. For example, it will try to reach a subdomain like ftp.yahoo.com or http.yahoo.com and more. Here, because we made a lot of requests to Google, I think Google blocked our IP address, so I will change it by using VPN. But before that, if we look on our result here we have a lot of subdomains for yahoo.com, rs.yahoo.com, report.yahoo.com, a lot of them. There is another amazing feature in the Harvester, which is doing DNS lookups. So to do it, I will use the same command, which is Python 3, the Harvester, -d to identify the target, -l to limit the searches, and -b to identify the source from where I want the information. But I will use the option -n, which is used to looking for DNS lookups. Now we have finished DNS lookups for Yahoo, and let's go to do something more interesting, which is finding the people that are working in the target. Simply, I have used this command and I found the emails that related to yahoo.com, which is here we have 4 of them. After finding some email addresses, we can use them late in phishing attack and social engineering stuff. Now let's go to LinkedIn profiles. I will use the command Python and the script and -d our target and l to limit. And here for -b I will use LinkedIn only. So the results will be the people that they are working for Yahoo. If I use the same command but change LinkedIn to Twitter after -b, it will search only on Twitter. It seems that Google again blocked my IP address. I change it and come back here. I will run the same previous command. Oh my god, here we have all the people that are related to Yahoo in LinkedIn. Here we have CEO for Yahoo. Here we have lawyer. Here we have manager. As I said, this information can be used later in social engineering stuff. Of course, we can do those searches manually, but the Harvester will automate this step for us. That's all for today. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.